Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. So I've challenged myself to 5 videos on 5 consecutive days, and this is the 5th video of the 5, so yeah, I managed to do it. I'm really chuffed. It's been a nightmare editing all of this stuff. Luckily some of the videos have been very easy to do, and some of the one that I did outside was a little bit trickier, but you know, it's all good fun, and it's just a nice little challenge that I set myself. So today we're going to be looking at the Wera Tool Check Plus. Now, for my German friends, brothers, sisters, cousins out there, I appreciate that this is probably pronounced Vera, and I'll try and pronounce it Vera as much as possible. However, I think because of I see the W as a W and not a V, then I apologise if I continue to call it Wera rather than Vera. But I think before we start, it's probably useful to explain that there's a few different versions of this. This is the Wera Tool Check Plus, and this is the metric version. So all of these measurements on these, some of the parts, it will all be measured in metric millimeters. There is also an imperial version of it, so you've got the Wera Tool Check Plus imperial version, but then you've also got 2 versions of the Wera Tool Check, and the difference between them is with the Wera Tool Check is this extra bit here on the edges is missing, so you don't get this little screwdriver bit. And then for the Tool Check version, not Tool Check Plus, just the normal Tool Check, there is a metric and there is an imperial version as well. This one here, as we were in the UK, this is the metric version, and I keep mine in this little pouch, which, you know, I'll get back to that bad boy in a minute. So to go round with some measurements, it's 19 centimeters across by 9.1 centimeters deep by 3.2 centimeters down. Probably should have said that's length, that's width, and that's depth. Sorry, I got those the wrong way around there for a second. In imperial, if you are after that, then it's 7.5 inches left to right. It's 3.5 inches top to bottom, and it's roughly an inch thick. Weight-wise, it's really light. Although I think when you're looking at different sort of setups like this, it's definitely light compared to some of the others. It comes in at 1.75 kilograms, which is roughly 4 pounds, sorry. I always struggle with my pounds and my ounces, so I apologise about that, but yeah, it's roughly 4 pounds. But what you get is a beautifully constructed, and I mean this in the best possible way, but this is so typically German. What the Germans can do is they can take something, they can make it super efficient, and they're probably some of the best people in the world at being able to do that. So in this set, it's a 39-piece set, and it all comes within this plastic frame, plastic polymer style frame, and we'll go through all the different bits. From the front, you can see that you've got your screwdrivers and the different bits in the top there. At the bottom, there are 7 different sockets, screwdriver on the top, and then there's some extra bits on the side and some extra bits on the top as well with a slider, which I'll show you as well. If you're the type of person that likes to keep this on the belt on the back, there is a very conveniently placed belt clip, and this feels super rigid. I don't want to pull on it too hard, but I think, you know, if that's tucked onto your belt, you're not going to have any issues with it falling off. Now, as I say, I keep mine in a little pouch just because I like to have something that I can take between different bags, and then, you know, it's all there and it's all safe. So to go through the different bits then, I'll probably go through the top and the sides first, just because these will probably be a little bit quicker. But here on the side, you have a small screwdriver bit that you can hold, and it's perfectly ergonomic as well. So when you put it into your hand, you'll see it fits perfectly within those first 3 fingers. So when you're doing it and you're turning it, it is really good. And what you can use with this is this bit on the side, which is the 1/4 inch adapter for it. So that just pops straight into there. all of the closures have magnets in them, so they just pop in and out. And just to take one of these quickly, let's just go with a flathead screwdriver for now. You can put it in, and hopefully you'll see as I push this in, this closure here will move back. And what that does is it locks this tool on the end, it locks it into place. So if you want to take it out, you can push that forward, and that will lock it out as well. They are magnetically held in, so if you did want to, you could push that in, but you'll find that as soon as you start to put pressure onto something, as you start to add some torque to that, it will force it back and lock it into place. So I'll just put that back for a second. Really useful. You'll see it just slides onto the top there, which keeps it nice and in place. This, you push it in, and then it just clips on. What you also then have on the top is just put that down, is their Cyclops Mini, which is a small ratchet, 60 teeth inside. Each tooth roughly, it'll be exactly 6 degrees. It'll ratchet, you get that sound that we all love. Flick it the opposite direction, and it moves the opposite direction as well. Really nice, really durable, super strong, still has that same kind of ergonomics to it, so you can hold it in your hand and you can get some purchase on it to make sure you're winding things in. Now I'll keep this out for now, purely because I'll go through these extra bits. I'm sure you can work out how they all fit together, but it's just useful with it being there. So to open this up, you've actually got a little slide mechanism here which makes it pop out. So this bit rotates round, and as it does, this back bit is on a little pivot here, so it falls back so that you can get to these back bits as you need to. So to go through these quite quickly, you have a little 1/4 inch. Wrong side, silly. You have a little 1/4 inch adapter on the edge, which works with all 7 of these sockets. So they just clip on. They clip on, and then you're working away, whatever it is that you're doing. And again, these are all magnetic as well. What they clip onto is just a little hinged part in there, and it just pushes on. They all come off with reasonable ease, but then it's just hard enough that it gives you just a bit of security that you think, yeah, these aren't going to fall off by accident. So I'll push that back up again because I managed to push it back in. So you'll find, where should we go? Let's start from right, moving to left, and then we'll go through the backs. So you have 5 posi drive screwdriver bits, and you'll see that you have a number 1, you have 3 number 2 posi drive bits, and you have a number 3, you have 1 number 3 posi drive bits. You get multiples with each of them, just in case you need to use them for different bits. I'd like to think that you wouldn't lose them, but just in case you did, then you've got extra ones. So with your Phillips heads, you've got 2 number 1 Phillips heads, you've got 3 number 2 Phillips heads, and you've got 1 number 3 Phillips heads. You have a single flathead screwdriver. Moving to the back, you then have Torx heads, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Torx heads, and then you've got the Torx. Is it Torx BO or Torx Bow? I believe it stands for bored out, because you've got this hole in there. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so there are the Torx where you've not got a hole in the middle, and then you've got 5 Torx bits where you do have the hole in the middle. And then last but not least, you've got some hex pluses. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hex pluses on there, and then on the end you've got your 1/4 inch adapter for these bits. Closes in, pops back in. This then just fits perfectly back in the top. Now when this slider here isn't slid over it, it will fall out. So what you've got is you've got this mechanism where you can slide that over, and there's even a point where you have to push it so that it locks into place, and that will make sure that that doesn't fall out. I find this super useful. I got this as a Christmas present from some of my colleagues, and when I got this, I was absolutely over the moon. One of the best Christmas presents I've ever had. It's just brilliant. I find, so I keep it in this, which is a Otter's Pocket. This is an Otter's Pocket from Firefly 15 Hanks. I'll leave a link in the bottom to their Instagram page. I'll leave a link in the bottom to their Big Cartel page as well. These are brilliant. They're made from Cordura, super strong. Pop it into there, and then I just know that it's in this one. There's plenty of different colours as well, so I can throw these between different bags. And I think that's the best bit about this. I've had so many little EDC style toolkits that I've taken out, put into other things, but the bits have come loose, and I've lost it, or I don't know, maybe it was all held together and there was a press stud, but the press stud over time came loose, or I don't know, the Velcro just started to fail on it when it gets a bit too fuzzy. But this is perfect. It's all in there, and it's all present. If you wanted to, it'll fit perfectly in your back pocket. You can clip it to your zip. You can put it in a little pouch. You can take it with you anywhere, anytime. Haven't flown with this yet. Well, I have. I've flown with it because on a lot of the on-sites that I do, it's really useful to take a small toolkit with me. But it's always been in my in the hold when I've gone away with it. I don't think you'd have any issues flying with it, but don't quote me on that because I don't want to get in trouble if you do. This is brilliant. If there's anything that I would change about it, it would be just this side section. If there was a way, maybe, so at the moment this is pushed into there, so when you open this up, you can see, I don't know whether you can see that, you can see where it actually connects. I think it would be useful if this maybe had just got some sort of system where, you know, it slid down and then locked into place. It's very useful to have this with it, but sometimes you want to put it into something where it's just that extra little bit smaller. You'll find with a lot of the EDC style pouches that I've been reviewing recently that it fits, but then there's also a few where you just find that you're just about an inch or a few centimetres and it's just a little bit too big. If there was any way that you could just push that up, it would slide out, and then when you wanted it back, you'd push it back in and it would click into position. I think that would be great. But then if you're looking at that, then you've got the beauty that if you wanted to save some money, you could go for one of the Wera tool check bits where it doesn't have this on the side. I went for the Plus purely because I thought it'd be useful to have that. But if there was anything I could change, I'd just have some sort of mechanism where you could take this off if you needed to. Other than that, this is brilliant. It is absolutely amazing. I've took this to lots of different places with me since Christmas, and it's come in handy. It's come in really, really handy. I think if you had something like this and then maybe a Leatherman tool or something like that that you could use that's got some pliers on there as well, it's just the perfect combination. Cool. So this was the last of my 5-day challenge. Thank you very much for everybody who's been watching these videos and the support that I've been getting through Instagram and through YouTube as well. Thank you very much for the comments. A lot of people send me personal comments as well, so that's all great as well. This obviously isn't my last video. I will be making more videos in future, and I thoroughly enjoy these videos, so you'll definitely see... let's frame that a little bit better. You'll definitely see a little bit more from me. I'll leave some affiliate links below for the UK and the USA. I'll also leave a link for these Firefly 15 Hanks Otter's Pockets. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and as always I'm asking if people can share these as much as possible on their social media feeds. That'll be great, help to grow my channel, and yeah, it'll be perfect. Okay, stay safe, stay Moorlander, stay EDC.